So welcome to the Helix session that we're going to be covering for mainframe. Today we're going to talk about success subscriptions. Be successful, be subscribed, and be awesome. Today joining me is Deanna Huntsman, our Area VP for Consulting Services. She's going to run through what's on offer for you. We will have the opportunity also to go to the live Q&A at the end, so do keep your questions coming through. If you haven't used Zoom before, you'll see at the bottom there is the Q&A section of Zoom where you can put your questions, and then we can answer them after, and we'll go to the live session. Before we get started as well, and I hand over to Deanna, who's going to give her formal introduction, we do have a poll that we're going to launch, and we would love to hear your feedback about success subscriptions. So during this session, if you could answer those questions, we would appreciate it, and we will do our best to follow up. So I'm now going to hand over to Deanna to get us started. So over to you, Deanna.
Thanks, Sam. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Deanna Huntsman. I've been with BMC for about 7 years now. My current responsibilities include running the portfolio team. So my team is responsible for creating services offers that help our customers achieve their goals and adopt their products. So success subscriptions, catalog offers, things that help us get our customers to where we need to go. That's what my team creates. So it's a fun job. I love it. I've been doing it for a few years now, and I'm really happy to be here today to share with you some of the work that we do and how that helps our customers. So today we're going to talk about subscriptions a little bit, and I know that Sam was going to put a poll up there. Just out of curiosity, the agenda we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about why subscriptions. Why do people want subscriptions? What does it do for you? We're going to talk about the offerings that we do have currently for mainframe. We're going to talk about some resources that'll help you get some more information, and then I'm going to go ahead and take questions if that's okay. All right, so let's dive in. I think we've all got a subscription, right? Everybody has Netflix or Hulu or a gaming site or something that you subscribe to. And the concept of subscriptions is not new. The concept of subscriptions in a software company is probably about 5 years old. BMC came on to the scene about 3 years ago with our first success subscription. And what we found and what the industry was telling us is that folks with subscriptions for different services within a software company have enhanced outcomes. They get better outcomes with their software investment, and they adopt the product better. And those that don't have subscriptions basically don't. There's some stats around this to help us kind of ground ourselves. So what do I mean by help adopt, and what are those metrics that we're talking about? So what we found is that people that have success subscriptions, which is really a bundle of services to help you adopt and move forward with your software, have better product adoption, between 25 and 75% higher product adoption. They remain customers of the company. So the retention rate for the customer is great at 15 to 35% higher than those without subscriptions. And if you want to talk about time to value, this is how quickly you're able to achieve value with a subscription. 40% usually say that their time to value has decreased if they have a success subscription. So it takes them less time to realize their return on their investment. And then there's the Net Promoter Score. How happy are your customers? If they're happy, that's great. You want return customers and you want to keep them happy. And we found that 20 to 40% of our customers and in the industry all told are happier with their product and with the company that they're doing business with if they have a subscription. And then lastly, we talked about return on investment, and that's usually 10 to 20% higher return on investment than those who don't have a subscription. So pretty impressive stats and good reasons why people want to achieve their results with a success subscription. If you're thinking about BMC and what do we offer a couple of different things. We offer success subscriptions to our customers. And we also have offerings across education, support, customer success, management, and consulting that can be purchased either ad hoc or with a subscription. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. So if you think about what do our subscriptions contain, so the goal really is, as I said earlier, to take some services that we think will help our customers achieve time to value and adoption quicker, bundle them together, allow the customer to purchase that, and then repurchase that on an annual basis. So our subscriptions are for a year, and they allow our customers to access the services they need to be successful. So education, where we have on-demand resources to strengthen our customers' teams and their skill sets. We have enhanced support that allows our customers access to a group of folks that will help them if they do run into a problem. We have customer success, and this is where we provide resources to guide our customers on their journey to improve what they have today. So if they're looking to just increase adoption or expand their capabilities, we have customer success managers that will help them do that, put them on a path to success. And then we have consulting services, which is our professional services teams who will come in and do the work for you. They'll help our customers achieve those goals by either doing consulting, advisory services, technical assessments, and implementations and migrations. So all of those can be bundled together in a success subscription, or they can be purchased a la carte, as I said earlier. So we want to meet our customers where they're at, whether you need to implement something, whether you need to just use it more. If you want to advance your software and your journey with that and use more features of it. If you want to achieve something different, we'll have those conversations and understand where your needs are and where the gaps are and where you need to go and help you get there. And we just want to be able to help our customers create value. You want to get value out of the investment that you've made in your BMC software. So that's what we're here to do. And we do that through success subscriptions by combining those services that you see on the right, our consulting, our education, our technical advisory services, and our customer success resources. So let's talk about the subscriptions themselves. What do they deliver for our customers? We have 2 subscriptions currently for mainframe. We have a standard and a gold. And what we tried to do when we created these subscriptions was put together the services that our customers would need most to be successful. What are the services that we can provide that will help you achieve adoption faster and time to value? So our standard subscription really connects your teams with BMC enrichment experts. These are the folks that are going to help you with your customer success journey and your roadmaps, your technical assistance, your support that you're going to need, the education that you're going to need. And we also put in there some credits, and we haven't really talked about that yet. So credits we call them success credits. They're like coins. And what that allows you to do is take those coins within your subscription and purchase different services from our catalog. We don't just have this success subscriptions. We have a catalog of services that you can choose from, whether you need implementation support, you need technical support beyond what we're providing, or you need migration support. We have services that you can purchase to do all those things, and they're delivered by our professional services teams. So each subscription comes with a bank of coins that you can use to purchase additional services. The gold service delivers really the most comprehensive support. So it increases the amount of days that you get with technical advisory and with your customer success management team. And it really accelerates. So let's dive in a little bit deeper on that. When we talk about the success credits, we do on bmc.com, and you can go there. I'll give you a link at the end of the presentation that'll help you guide you where you need to go to check these things out. On bmc.com, you'll see our success subscription area, and you'll also see our catalog. And this is where our customers can go to see what can I purchase with my credits. So each success plan has the credits included, and they can be redeemed for services in the catalog. And those credits do expire at the end of the subscription, so we really encourage our customers to have a plan in the beginning when they purchase a subscription to understand how they're going to use those credits, and we help you do that through a vision validation workshop. So you can use those credits on the bmc.com to purchase different services. The catalog itself is here's a kind of a smaller view of it, but it shows you how you could filter by different types of services, what you want to do, whether it's advisory and planning, you just want some advice on how to get there, or you want help planning what you need to do. If you need help in deployment, if you need education, or you need technical assistance or some operational help, all of those items are in the catalog, and you can purchase those with your credits. Our education subscriptions are in there as well. You can do that. You can purchase education in a couple of different ways. Our enterprise subscription, which is access to our web-based training, comes with a success subscription. So whether it's a standard or a gold, you get access to the enterprise subscription for our education. That includes all of our web-based training and certifications, associate level certifications that you want to achieve or your team wants to achieve. You can also purchase, separate from our success subscription, an individual subscription for instructor-led training. This is where you can get actual instructor-led training, proctored exams, and you get our professional certifications. That is not included in the success subscription, but it can be purchased separately. And these are both for our Control-M products and our AMI products. So resources, where can you go to get more information? I put our website here, which is bmc.com. And if you go to IT services, success subscriptions, you can see the information there on what's included and how to purchase and to use your success credits. I went through that pretty fast. I didn't think it was, I thought it was going to be a little bit less than that, or a little bit more than that, but I went through that pretty fast. So I know I probably talked too much and too fast. Sam, help me out here.
I was going to say, actually, we never know how long these are going to take. We did put an hour in because we never know if anyone's got any questions. So before we go to the
Right.
questions, for those that did join a little bit later, we do have a poll that's being run at the moment. I can see a few of the questions that have been answered, but there's still many of you that haven't. So if you can take a look at those questions, it will help us. I'm also going to give the opportunity, and I'm going to start unmuting everyone if you've got any questions for Dee. We will be using this to share out as a recording, so don't worry about missing any of the content. You will get this as a video after, but we're really keen to hear if you have any questions. And I don't know why we're waiting, Werner, if there was anything that you wanted to add, working very closely with Dee and her team on the success subscriptions as we move forward.
Yeah, I think maybe, and yeah, hello everybody, this is Werner speaking. Dee, so when we moved from traditionally, we had our statements of work and we had all of that. It was quite a lengthy process to get through all of that.
Wow.
What is some of the customer feedback that we're getting of people saying, oh, well, now that I've got a subscription, I'm seeing the following, and what's the value that's bringing back to? Do you have any of those stories?
Yeah, great question. Great question. I actually do. So you mentioned earlier the contracting, right? Contracting with us previous to this for professional services or for services was done through what we call a statement of work. It's a very long document, 30 plus pages. And it took anywhere usually from 2 to 6 months to complete a statement of work with a customer to understand their needs, document all that, put together the contract, and go back and forth and redline and redline and redline between folks in procurement and operations with both, BMC and the customer. It was a very long and lengthy process. Our customers wanted they wanted to ease of doing business with BMC, right? They want make it easier to do business with you was what we heard. Subscriptions do that. It allows you to purchase the services bundle that you need very quickly and easily. And not only that, it allows for what's the word I mean? Oh, my mind is going to go blank now. Renewal, right? So you can renew this on an annual basis, all right? Which means you don't have to worry about contracting a huge sow every year. You can renew your subscription, get access to the services you need, and improve, your time to value. We've had customers that have told us that they didn't even expect that they would be able to do, say, a migration in less than a year, and because they purchased a subscription, had all the services lined out, and we had a plan on how to use their credits, they were able to do it in 3 to 6 months and half the time that they thought they were going to do it. Customers are happier with success subscriptions. They get access to the services they need and want, and they get guidance on how to do that. So I think the inclusion of a customer success manager in these subscriptions to help customers build roadmaps to achieve what they want to achieve really brings that adoption and that value home to our customers.
Yep. And just follow on that, is that I think that the offerings and subscriptions that we have momentarily, that's covering most of the, I should say, the frequently asked from our customers. There is still items that is very niche to a specific customer. There is other options for that. Do you want to maybe just discuss some of that?
Can you be a little bit more specific when you say niche? So are we talking?
So if they're still contracting, there is still contracting available for if there's something specifically a customer wants.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can still do statements of work if there's something specific that you cannot fit into a subscription. So if there's something just really, off the top that's like to your point, not standard, and a customer wants to do it and they want us to help them, we can still do that as well. And we can still contract through a statement of work. We're actually in the process of making that better as well. We're reducing the amount of time and complexity it takes to do a statement of work, and we're putting some automation in there with AI that's going to help us do that. And that should be released later this year. So fear not, you don't have to go through a 6-month process to create a statement of work anymore, and it won't be 60 pages.
There you go. Yeah. I don't know, Sam, is there any other questions
We
floating out
don't
there?
have any, but I will ask if anyone does have any questions for either Werner or Deanna. Feel free to ask us. Don't be shy.
Sam, with the question, did we put out the question on who had
Yeah. So we
heard
had
of subscriptions before?
Yeah, so there's the polling that I put out at the start. We had a couple of questions. One of them is, what do you think would make the subscriptions look better, and what would you like to see in the model? So we would love to hear from you on that because we're always looking to improve. And then the other question was how you were made aware of subscriptions. So again, we're not shy in admitting maybe we haven't put it in the right places, so it will give us an idea of where we might need to improve in the branding and promoting. And then if you do want any further feedback, then please leave your details and either Dee or Werner will reach out to you so we can follow up and help you if you're interested in them. So
Yeah,
I think we've had a
absolutely.
couple of people answer those, but if anyone hasn't yet, if you can just go and look at the poll.
I'm absolutely would love feedback, especially on whether or not you're aware of subscriptions, how you were made aware. We have multiple avenues within internally, right, to educate our employees and enable them on what we're doing in customer success. But I'd really be interested to see if there's any customers out there that might be on the line that had not heard of subscriptions or had, and how did you hear about that? We did make some changes this year. So last year we had 3 subscriptions. We're down to 2 this year to simplify and make the process easier and make sure that we have the right services for the right things that folks want to do. So be interested to hear any feedback on that as well if folks know of the change.
Okay, Mohammed, I can see you've come off of mute. Can you hear us?
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Well, thank you. So I have a pretty one of the questions that I want to ask when I had experience with one of my customer, right, where we were using of the BMC remedy, right, is somewhere around I'm not sure about the version, but it was latest version. But every time we had a lot of issues with the current version, and when we reach out to the BMC support, it was says like it is already end of life or something, blah blah, and you need to move to Helix, the new version has got a lot of improvements. You'll not have that much of the issues. But the point is that due to some of the business reasons, we could not upgrade or move to the Helix, right? And every day there was an issue, like customer was facing performance issues, underlying database issues. It's creating a lot of noise, right? And we were not able to get very right and proper support from, even in the case was raised to the development team as well. So I'm just how to handle this kind of the situation where we understand that the current version which is being used by the customer, and we have some of the upgraded model, which could be, altogether the new version or new technology shift, right? With some of the, the latest feature for this AI and blah, blah, right? And of course, the vendor try to focus more onto the new build projects, and they want that it should be upgraded. But we do have some time or challenges to carry out the product running into the same business, right? Until we cannot do an upgrade until the business allows or the customer gets agree into that, right? How to handle this kind of the challenges that we do face?
I think there's multiple ways to handle that. So if I understand you correctly, you had a customer who was a DSOM customer, and they had Remedy on-prem, correct? And they were not able to move to Helix in the cloud. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, there's options here. There's services to help. If the customer had a subscription, they would be able to access catalog items like perhaps, for example, our applications managed service team. So we have a team of folks that will help our customers, especially if they're on-prem, that will go in there and be their admins and manage that for them and make sure that they're upgraded, that they're patched, they're timely with all those things, and they'll do that for the customer. So they become really a part of the customer's team and their admin team for the software. So they'll actually manage the application for the customer. And that can be purchased through a Success subscription with catalog credits. There are ways to help our customers if they needed enhanced support On the Helix side, we do have a premier support option that can be purchased through the catalog. So there are ways that a subscription can help that situation, and help the customer be not only, I would say, stable in their environment, but advance it as well, even though they're still on-prem. There's options there. Does that help?
Okay, so you're saying that we need to purchase a subscription model, right? They can provide this for the on-prem project, right?
I'm saying that there's options for the customer out there, right? So if they're still on-prem but they want to still make advancements with their software, and they want to make sure that it's running properly and it's maintained.
The point is that if customer already having, the subscription model, right, and it is still valid, and they are asking that if we have the subscription model, we can raise, we have a proper support, we can raise, and we should get the help from the BMC. So, I mean, is that the one that we need to be really go with it, or is it something which we need to additionally purchase some kind of the professional services for getting it done?
When you say getting done, are you referring to getting the help the customer needs through support? Help me understand.
Yeah, so the point is that we raise this issue in the backend, and it goes to the developer team involved in the backend, and they try to find out the issues, that it could not be able to resolve it. Right, so there was a lot of noise happening within the customers, right?
Yeah.
And as a result, also we had very negative impact for the BMCs and the customers, and we could not able to convince to the customer at that level.
Yeah. So on this individual case, Mohammed, I can't be specific with you because I don't know who the customer was or what their issues were, and what would have helped them the best, right? So I don't know that I can necessarily answer your question here on this webinar. If you'd like to deep dive with one of the support folks from Helix, I'll be happy to connect you with them.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Likewise. And I was going to say, Mohammed, I'll provide you my details, because if it's on the Helix side, I work very closely with support. Sometimes they're doing these webinars with me. It's probably better that we understand what's happened and we can go and look back into it. But typically, subscriptions, Premier, because I used to work in Premier myself, they're for customers that need extra to what the standard norm is. And if you're not getting those experiences that should be accounted for in support, there are escalation processes, and that's something that I could probably run through with you directly. We can go and look at these cases and these issues that they've had, and I'll work with the support management team. So I'll take that as a personal action. And then if I need Deanna or Werner to help assist, I can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem at all. We'll answer any questions that we can.
Yep.
And I'm just going back onto the subscriptions as well. I'm going to be running a session with the Helix team on subscriptions as well, because they're open on both sides, BMC and BMC Helix. The main purpose is often where you feel that you only need to do small bits of work, a success subscription can be an option. There's also, as Deanna mentioned about the statements of work, they can also be for just a few days. Sometimes they're over a period of week. The main thing, and the reason why we've put this webinar together, is to just explain success subscriptions are tailored to the customer or to the partner or whatever you need. And there is a lot of flexibility, and that's part of the reason, rather than tying people into long engagements. And if you are a partner, then you've got the opportunity to also use services as well. So there's really like flexibility is the main key, isn't it, Deanna, that we wanted to kind of promote here.
I would say there's three main things for subscriptions. Flexibility, yes, in being able to implement the way you want to, and having options in the catalog to get the different services that you need. But I really think that time to value is probably one of the key things with a subscription that we find is most valuable for the customer. So they see improvements immediately, right? They see that they're being guided. They have a roadmap. They have the right resources, the technical resources to help them assess their situation and where they're at and where they need to go, and provide those details, right? So we're the experts in our software, and if we can provide that technical assistance to a customer to understand where they need to make changes to get the most use out of what they're trying to do, then that's great. So I would say time to value, flexibility to pick the services that you need out of our catalog, and then those are the two things that I would say.
And another point I think actually is really important to note, the success subscriptions were designed based on what we were hearing back already from customers where they needed help. Correct. So they were already with the customer in mind. Right.
We picked these services specifically with our customers in mind, because these are the most valuable services that a customer is going to need to advance and adopt our product. Correct.